Shocking new details emerging tonight from a highly charged legislative hearing still underway in Kerrville. Emotions running high as lawmakers and families are demanding answers when it comes to the response to the July 4th floods. We have team coverage tonight. We have Taylor Wartenby. He's going to be showing us a live report from the scene, as well as Yami Virgen. We're going to go to Yami first, who is joining us live again in Kerrville. She's been at the hearing all day. And Yami, I know that you have been there. You have been listening to what's been going on. A lot of people asking questions. As shocking new details were emerging, some of the city and county officials under scrutiny about what happened the day of July 4th leading up to those moments. Yami, tell me exactly what happened.
You know, I can tell you after sitting here all day, we got here at about 6:45 this morning, sitting in that room, hearing the testimony, some of the things we knew, but the most shocking part was the testimony from the three men that were in charge that day of calling or helping with the emergency. And you could hear people gasping and looking at each other as they were drilled by one of the state representatives.
Yeah, that's right, Yami, and it seems the committee still has a lot to get to tonight, packed with so many people out there asking questions. So how long do you think this hearing is going to last tonight?
It'll probably be a couple more hours. I believe there's 2 more panels coming up, and there's still members of the public, and we were told last week that they will sit here and wait until they've heard every single citizen, and that today included mothers of children who were in their camps when they started getting swept away. She was one of the voices for the camp families who sent their little ones to Kerr County to enjoy the beautiful Texas Hill Country just days before the 4th of July.
So on July 4th, I got the text that is every parent's worst nightmare, that my sons were caught in the Hill Country flood at Camp La Junta.
Kelly Raybon and others shared their stories of the flood that so far has claimed the lives of 116 people, with legislators and the Texas Joint Committee as they brought hearings from the Capitol to Kerrville, Texas.
That day will haunt me for the rest of my life.
Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick spent the morning hearing testimony. First up were the 3 men in charge of managing emergencies in Kerr County. All 3 of them, according to their testimony, were unavailable as their county flooded.
The 3 guys in Kerr County who were responsible for sounding the alarm were effectively unavailable. Am I hearing that right?
What alarm are you talking about, ma'am?
Well, you said at 3:30, after 3:27, when what's the crossing called?
Schumacher Crossing?
When Schumacher Crossing's not possible, and at 3:30 when there's a call coming in and people are on their roof, you wrote down that's time for all hands on deck.
Correct.
But you didn't wake up till 4:20. The judge is in Lake Travis, and the emergency manager is sick.
Correct, ma'am.
By Texas law, the only 2 people who could have called an emergency evacuation were the county judge, Rob Kelly, and the mayor, Joe Herring, who was in town but had missed a statewide call the day before warning of possible flooding by the Texas Division of Emergency Management. Both of these elected officials admitted not ordering the evacuation hours later when they knew people were being swept away.
Judge Kelly, I never saw you on day 1 when we got here. Governor Youngkin was here. I was here. The mayor was here. Everyone was here.
Then I wasn't. Then I wasn't.
And you were not. You were not. And I asked the question, where's the county judge?
Personally, I did not receive a telephone call.
And we have right now San Antonio State Senator Jose Mendez, who sits on the committee. Thank you so much for joining us. What have you learned here tonight that you didn't know last week when we saw you in Austin?
Well, when I left the house this morning at 5:45, I knew I was going to tour the devastation. And let me tell you, the devastation and the somberness of the destruction is very hard to understand till you see it up close and in person. But what surprised me the most was the lack of communication and the understanding between the county judge, who really I didn't know this, but I heard today that he was not even present on the very first day of the tragedy. And he was indicted by many of the elected officials in there who were here. So a lack of communication, the people that have testified have said they really don't know who's in charge, and all of the transcripts show that there's been a lack of communication. Also, the thing is that we keep hearing over and over, the storm was such magnitude, we had no idea, but there was a lack of preparedness at the local level here, where we saw so much more preparedness in other counties.
Let me ask you also, do you believe that you will get something done within the 30 days, or will it be after the 30 days?
We're already learning a lot that needs to be fixed. And at the end of the day, we don't need legislation to fix all of the issues. But we need to do whatever we need to do and whatever bill we need to do in terms of, look, the fact that only the mayor or the county judge can issue an evacuation notice, we need to fix that. And I think that can be done easily. There's so many things that we can address. Doesn't mean we have to finish everything within the first 30 days.
All right. Thank you so much, State Senator Jose Mendez. And I can tell you we still have a couple more hours. We're not leaving till this hearing is done. Reporting from Kerrville, Demi Virgen, Fox SA.
Yeah, great.